Folks, look at my arm. I've been putting lotion on my arm the last few days. And I want you to look at that. It was itching and I scratched it with a hairbrush. And look at that. It looks like a darn snowstorm. Has that lotion done something to my skin or what? Good Lord. I'll tell you what, I've never experienced that. It looks like dandruff. GoPro, stop recording. Alright, now I got these little cups like this, come like this. I have to cut these apart and then trim the edges. They're just a little bit big for these things, but that don't matter. But this tray that I'm working on now is going to be sweet banana peppers. I love them just as good as I do the bells. Hadn't been having much luck with the bell peppers lately, but I finally got some sprouted. It took them a while, but this video is all about me doing this tray of sweet banana peppers. And that's what this is all about. Alright, got them ready. Now let me say again, I don't buy potting soil. I buy soil and mix up my own potting soil. And in this potting soil, I have, well, I buy Miracle Go garden soil. It's $8.99 a bag, and is it 2? I think it's 1.5 cubic feet is what it is. Now sometimes I can catch it at Walmart for 2 cubic feet for about $9, but I hadn't been able to catch none. Now let me show you what I'm gonna do here. I do have to go in there and pick out some hard pieces of wood out of that stuff. I like this fine. And what this is, it's perlite. It's perlite, sphagnum, peat moss, and sand. And I mean just regular sand. I had to buy sand because I couldn't find none around here. This is a 5-pound bag. And I mix a little sand with that. I don't have measurements in it. I just kind of do it by sight and by ear and how it looks and how it feels. But then I'll put my dirt in there like so. pick out the little chips of wood that might come in there. Once I get them in like that, then I go in there and pack them down just a little bit. Like so. And by gosh, if y'all see me doing something wrong, like I keep saying, I ain't no dang expert. Once I pack them down like that once, I go back in there. Now this would always work for me. Now, I need water. This is fish emulsion. I wet that each one. Boy, that stuff stinks. Whew. Smells rotten fishy. Now, I'll let that, by the way, I'm gonna process some aloe gel. I got my little blender out here I'm gonna use. Now, I'm gonna stick little holes in here, like so in each one. I'm not going too deep on them. GoPro, stop recording. Okay. I'm gonna put 2 or 3 seeds in a section. All right, got them all in there. I'm gonna cover them up now a little bit. I think I'm gonna need about a week for germination on these things. All right. Now I'm gonna wet this. Do I have a bottle of water? All right, now I'm gonna wet them down a little bit. All right. Now, where's my top? I've got them wet down. Guess I ain't got a top out. All right. I'm gonna write the date on this. The date is the 30th. 5 30th 21. And this is banana peppers. BANN peppers. There we go. I should have been keeping up with dates all along on this stuff. Matter of fact, I'm gonna close that bin off, but I'm not gonna. And we'll see. Alright, I figure in a week I'll have sprouts on this little germination. You know, I used to, before I got COVID, I used to could save money. I don't spend it. I spend it as I need it. Now, I have to spend it or lose it. My grandson, my oldest one, he goes in there and gets stuff. It's really my fault because I've let him get away with it. Like right now, I wanted to hang on to $25 or $30, but I went in there and checked my account a while ago, and he spent $6 on something. It was something he ordered. And he'll keep doing that till there ain't nothing left in there. So I thought about it. So I just went in there and bought more stuff that I know I'll eventually need. I spent it down to where I have to spend it down and use my spot made cash. In other words, they'll let me overdraft a certain amount on this new bank I've got. I can only overdraft $25. And plus I had a gift card on Amazon. I had $15 and some change left on Amazon, so I had to spend all that plus whatever I had that they would spot me on my bank account to bring it down to where if there's nothing left for him, he can't get nothing. There's nothing left for him to get. I hate that. Well, I hate spending my money just to keep somebody else from spending. It shouldn't be like that. We're going to have a nice long talk about that. Anyway, enough about that. There, sphagnum moss It's not cheap. Now this kind of looks like sphagnum moss, but it's not sphagnum moss. It is called, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. It is called forest moss. And I use this stuff. That when I'm going to do these ball rootings, you can fill these with dirt, but when you're working with just the soil, it tends to want to fall out as you're getting these things together. And I can take a lot of people use sphagnum moss. I can take this here and stuff in there like that. And then, you know, do it kind of tight and wet it. Wet it like that. And when you're putting this together, see, it stays in there. And now it's dumping some water out. It makes it a lot easier to put these root balls together and on that thing. It's not falling out. And it works just as well. The roots will grow in that too. So I get this stuff. Let me show you. Let me show you. This stuff doesn't look like much, but let me tell you, it's this stuff is really compressed. And I do have to sit here. There's 2 bricks in here of this, like that. These weigh about a pound each, maybe more. But see, I can take and start breaking this stuff apart. And you know, it takes a little while to get it all broke apart. But it's a lot cheaper than that sphagnum moss. And tell you the truth, folks, I'm thinking that if I could go around and collect a bunch of Spanish moss, it might do the same thing as this. I would have to clean it, you know, and get it kind of dry, and then I would have to bake it to dry it out pretty good. But I use this in them balls. It really works neat. Of course, the proof is going to be in the pudding when I start taking these balls down that I've already got up and see if it's got roots. But that's the story on that stuff. It's not sphagnum moss. Sphagnum moss costs about 3 times as much as this forest moss does. And I'm going to keep you abreast. I'll make a video. All right, Lisa, something is going on with my Lisa plant. Got some of the leaves getting dead on the tips. I'm cutting them off. I don't know what's happening with that. Don't know. Some of those flowers, well, maybe I shouldn't have put it in a bigger pot. I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch that. Okay, I did clip some arborvitaes. I put the powdered hormone on them before I dipped them in the powdered. I got two bottles with that at arborvitaes. I love arborvitaes. But I'm gonna set them up there and see how them things look in about a month. I've got something. Well, I call this devil's backbone. I don't know what the right name is for it. I'm trying to get them to root. I did callus the bottoms of them before I put them in the dirt. We'll see. I'm gonna set these over there on the rail. I got these little baby, I call them baby wasps. They're small wasps. Like one just went there drinking water. Never had that problem before. But I do have, now I got some bell peppers starting to sprout. And as you can see, there's two of them there. Got two plants in there coming up. I see one there. I don't see any of the rest of these. Now these are from seeds that I pulled from some bell peppers my daughter was fixing, and she saved me the seed, and that's what these seeds are. So I didn't know if it would work like that or not, but the so-called expert, that's where he gets all his pepper seeds. Now I got several here that's not sprouting. I got this here sprouting, and I think it's either peppers or eggplant. I didn't have any of my eggplants making. This may be one. I wished I had some eggplant seeds. Some eggplant seeds and some tomato seeds. My tomato seeds I held back that I bought, I lost. I don't know where they're at. They never showed up. So tomorrow I'm gonna harvest my aloe, and I'm gonna make the aloe juice and store it, you know, for rooting hormone. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take some cuttings. It will probably be it would probably be azaleas. Now, I still don't know what these are, but they look like they're doing fine. They're not dying, so that means they're probably going to root. Matter of fact, I might see a tiny little root on one there. But I'm going to do a show and tell like thing. I'm gonna do 2 or 3 bottles of cuttings of not bottles, because you can't root azaleas in water. I've been told that by several people, so I'm gonna take that to the bank. But do I have any azaleas rooting right now? You know what? No, sir, I don't. I got some Confederate jasmine. I got some camellias over there that I'm trying to root them in dirt, and they're looking fantastic. Don't have any azaleas doing. All my azaleas fell. I might have some in this tray. Let's see. Yeah, I've got a couple of azaleas in there. Wait a minute, where is them? Holy crap, where is them things? Where are those things? If I got somebody messing around out here, like a certain 12-year-old, well, I had 3 bottles of azaleas, and it was the new growth cuttings, and I was doing everything by the book on them. And I covered them. I didn't have them in the water. And they're gone. Of course, I can't take that to the bank because I might have done something with them. My memory's terrible, folks. I hate that. But I gotta watch this Lisa plant here, man. I don't, of course it looks fine now. I just watered it. Now you can't overwater them, but this has got good drainage. Good drainage. This is a gardenia. I want it to get, you know what? I might put some emulsion on that. Get over here, emulsion. I hate that stuff. Stinks to high heaven. Smells fishy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That ought to be enough. Now, let me put a little stuff on there. Whew, I hate the smell of that stuff. It smells like rotten fish. I won't give it too much. Now, next time my daughter's thinking about heading to the beach, I think I'm gonna go with her and get me about 10 or 20 pounds of that stuff. Cause this just looks just like the beach sand over at Daytona. Yes, it does. See there? Looks just like the sand. The sand's not white there. But that, I'm gonna be rooting some stuff in sand too and see how that does. I got another gardener, he swears by this stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna go to the beach and get me about 10 or 20 pounds of that stuff. Well, I guess that's gonna be it for today, folks. If anybody knows what this is, I wish you'd tell me. I love it. And that's just the way it looks on the bush. And I got a bunch of them cut off in there. I figure about another month will tell whether that's gonna make it or not. I'm gonna have to. Now, as I've said, Wednesdays is my water changing day. I'm gonna start changing the water and everything on Wednesday. You know that I'm rooting by water. As far as watering the stuff out here, I water every other day, late in the evening. I've got to fill up a couple more containers. Do I have any? Well, I got cucumbers. Where the heck is they at? Oh. I don't know. I don't know where they're at. Welcome to my world. I've got cucumbers. Oh, dumb, 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 dumb. They're in the containers over there. I got 2 containers over there with cucumbers, and I got nice plants in both of them. I'm gonna set them out on the ground, and I'm gonna try to get them to climb up some string or something. I'm gonna put looking for my cucumbers. And there they are. Man, I wished I had. I'm gonna have to set out some more squash. All right, I found 8 squash seeds, the yellow neck things. So I went ahead and planted these, and I have not been able to get any squash germinated, but we'll try this. I got 8 seeds. I only put 1 seed in each thing. And I put the date 5/30, so let's see what we got in a week. I'll put them over here next to the what did I just plant? Gosh, Omar, my memory is so shot. These are banana peppers, for crying out loud. I couldn't remember. My memory is shot, man. That COVID, it dang near did me in. Yes, it did. If I don't start having much luck with these cuttings, I'm probably going to just start cloning different ornamental plants and shrubs and stuff. Well, I got one azalea over there. That thing takes on that root ball. That's going to be a beautiful little azalea plant right there. And you can make beautiful plants all set, ready for somebody to start clipping them and shaping them up the way you want them to grow. That's going to be a beautiful plant right there. I may want $10 for that thing. I could just start making specimen plants. You know, that's plants that's you clone, it's already shaped up nice and everything. I knew a fellow that was doing that. He started out with azaleas and crepe myrtles, and then he started doing trees, specimen trees. And he was selling them things all over Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. They were beautiful trees. I mean, and he had the equipment too. You know, the machine come in there and dig that tree up and wrap that ball, and he'd transport it to wherever they're going. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll see you in the next one, and that's my story. And I don't know if I got a story on this one or not, but that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And thank y'all so much. And if you can help me out with subscribers, please do so. Tomorrow I'll be going through the thing, harvesting some aloe and making the gel juice and all that stuff. Matter of fact, I ain't never had nothing in this, but I've had eggshells in this. I've had basil in this, dried basil. I've had a lot of different dried herbs that I've ground up in this, and it does a fantastic job. And I might start even growing some herbs just to make them into powder. I love doing that. Oh, okay. And if you can tell me what that is, I always call it devil's backbone, and it's starting to sprout new growth, so that means it's doing good. Y'all have a good one. And listen to them katydids. I think the right name is cicada. That's them things that goes in the ground for 17 years, and then all of a sudden they come up by the billions. And they are loud, and they just come up out of the ground after 17 years, and they find a mate, they mate, they have sex, and then they die. And the birds and the squirrels, they have a feast on them things. They have a feast on them. But that may be their way of surviving, coming up by the billions all at one time. What is correct? Cicadas. The 17-year-old bug. You'll see their skeleton thing where they shed. They climb up on a tree and they shed their skin, and they sprout wings and they start flying around, finding a mate. Gonna boy, if that was true with a human, you know you're gonna grow up, you're gonna mate and have sex, then you're gonna die. And I know that I'd be celibate. I'd be celibate. I wonder how long they'd live if they didn't have sex. Oh my gosh. That's sad. There's a lot of animals that they have sex. Well, the salmon, well, they live a long life though in the ocean. Then they come upstream to lay eggs, and when they lay them eggs, they die. You know, they lay eggs and they fertile eggs and all that stuff. Oh, what a miserable. And a lot of them don't make it upstream to lay. A lot of them, bears get them, humans get them. A lot of commercial fishing gets them. Oh, but them katydids, we always call them katydids, and they're I think it's cicada. I think that's what they're called, cicada, and it's right now about time for that season to be over, I think. Anyhow, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Y'all be good and be safe now. And I noticed my brother, well, he's kind of a, he's kind of almost like a brother, but he's not a brother. He is a cousin. And he jumped on, he told Jimmy John he was full of shit. And he said something which I've always tried to hold true to that. What you see is what you get. And I'll be as honest as I can be on my stories and stuff that I'm telling, or stuff that happened in my life, I got stuff I need to tell that happened in my life. I really have misgivings about telling it. But the people that it's about now, they're dead, so it wouldn't, I don't know. GoPro, hey.